Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Well, this is going to be very exciting. This is the only game in town. It's Act 615, the Crossbones boss fight. And this is the fight everyone is talking about in Act 6. And I am telling you, it is the most brutal ass whipping that I've gotten in a very long time. So, you're going to enjoy the end of this fight. You're going to enjoy that Crossbones fight. But before we get there, we have to look at the map and see what we brought in. We're going to go to that extreme left of the map, and then we're going to bounce across to the Crossbones guy. And let me tell you, this guy is biohazard. He's vigor. He's stun immune. When struck, 20% chance to inflict bleed, dealing 100% attack and direct damage over 7 seconds. 50% to inflict poison. So ideally you want a poison or bleed immune champion definitely for this fight. And that is why I brought in, who did I bring in? I brought in Vision to handle him, but what a mistake that was. So anyway, stay tuned for the end of the fight. The end of this play. I know it's a bit long, but I'm telling you, man, this guy is tough as hell. And he's a lot of fun. Anyway, you could read the node information. We're going to get to that at the end again anyway. And then we have the global node, which is power struggle. The attacker cannot gain power during the fight through normal means. Each time the defender reaches a full bar power, the attacker is granted 1 bar power. And whenever the defender launches a special attack, the attacker loses that power. So pretty much you fight, there's no power for you unless he gains a bar power. And as soon as he gains that bar power, let me tell you, there's a limited amount of time before you could fire off your SP1. So there is very little hope at all to go to an SP2. And then you have Bane, which hopefully we removed because we took the part we took. Whenever champion landed, whichever champion lands the first hit places a curse on the opposing champion, and we didn't have to deal with that because of the part we taken. We're going to remove that node. Anyway, let's take a look. We're at the start of the fight, and this is the most exciting quest that I have done in a long time. I have never gotten my butt kicked this much. I would say ever. So we're going into the first fight. We're going to take in, as you could see, we're going to take in Nick Fury. This guy has all types of stuff, but the main thing is this power struggle. We do not get a bar of power unless he gets one, and then we have a limited time. We want to fire off our SP1 before he could use his SP, so we want to time that on while we attack. So we're going to get a lot of tips in this gameplay, and hopefully with my pain and defeats, you will learn and you will not have to go through the same amount of, well, I want to say hell that we went through. Anyway, it's not that as bad as it sounds, but it is a lot of fun and it is as annoying as hell. We're going to boost up again, and I'm going to use some boost for this fight, for this gameplay. We have 30 minutes I'm looking at. Obviously, this went a little longer than I thought. And I'm telling you, what everyone is saying on the internet about this Crossbones, it's no joke. This guy is annoying, and I don't want to come back to this guy anytime soon. And I'm going to tell you who I actually used to take him down at the end. And you'll see that we did use quite a few revives for him. Anyway, everything is pretty decent. Again, you could see we fighting Void here. I'm trying to use Void for the heal reversal on this guy, Superior Iron Man, at the end. But as soon as he gets a bar power, we get one. But unfortunately, he fired off his before us. We took a big hit there. But we're back in the game, and as you could see, we back up to, we went down to like 40%, and we right back up to 99%. He has a bar power. And we are going to bait this out. And then we got a bar. We're going to fire off our SP1 here. So we get some, at least we got something going on here now. But then we have power drain here. Anytime he fires his SP off, we lose our power as well. So either one of us going to use it, and not both of us. And if we fire off ours, he still has his. But if he fires his, we lost ours. So it's a little annoying. It's nothing is that difficult to remember. You just limit it to your SP1s. Very few circumstances you could push an SP2. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And as you can see, we just have to play this nice and safe. I wasn't sure how we got back all of that health, but it has to do something with the node, I believe. That I didn't actually go into details reading. But we did go down to like 40% and instantly came back up to 99%. So, hey, I ain't gonna worry and complain about it, right? Here you go. We have all the void buffs on him now. He just took that off. Boom. We're gonna have to reapply these buffs on him as well. We got a power. Boom. We push him to 1 bar power. So as soon as we push him to 1 bar power, you know you're gonna instantly get a bar power. He's gonna go to the SP2, which is pretty simple to block. And we're gonna take this guy down with no problems here. Boom, because we have that heal reversal, he's not able to rejuvenate any health because of Void. So Void, definite MVP in this few fights. Now, as you can see, we also have Nick Fury, we have Star-Lord, we have the 2 bleed and poison immune champions that could handle that final boss. This guy has masochism. Every 7 seconds, the next debuff is triggered, is immediately removed, and then he regenerates. So for masochism, any masochism nodes, you need to have high output damage, constant bleeds, so that that regeneration is negated, and you could actually, because of this high damage of bleeds, you could remove it. So we're going to bring Nick Fury in here to apply a lot of bleeds onto this guy. So even if he does regenerate and clear a buff off that we have on him, he's still going to take damage and not regenerate too much health. Again, as we know, it's Sabretooth with Killmonger synergy is the best for masochism, because Killmonger just fights like normal. He doesn't take any damage from these guys with masochism node anyway. So that's a tip for masochism. But again, he's not a champ to bring into this fight because he's not bleed immune. Oh, poison immune for that matter. Anyway, so we needed vision, and I thought I needed vision, and I definitely needed who did I need? I needed Omega Red, because of he could handle the bleeds, and bleeds are actually very good for him with his death spores, and he is poison immune. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's see what Nick Fury is doing. Remember, this thing is annoying. I want to bait out this SP2 before he goes to that SP3 here. He gets a bar of power, so we get one. So we fire it off before he uses his. And we're going to push him to SP2. When we push him to the next bar of power, we're going to get one again. We're going to bait this out. We're going to get the bar. Again, very simple. The only thing is you're stuck with SP1, so damage, high damage, SP1 champs would be good in this. Hyperion would be fantastic, but unfortunately my Hyperion is locked up in war right now, Alliance War. And I have Colossus at rank 5-star, at rank 4. That is locked up in Alliance Quest, so I can't use these guys for bleed immunity, but they would be very good for these fights as well, because they will be bleed immune and able to handle some poison. Well, not the poison, sorry. Hyperion would handle the poison. So technically, they have 50% of the utility needed for these fights. You need a bleed and poison immune champion, and that is why we bought in Vision and Omega Red. And then Star-Lord, Nick Fury, and Void should be handling the rest of the fighters. So let's finish this fight off. We're going to take Void into this guy. He has an annoying the regen there with him. Masochism node, so we want to use Void to to reduce that. He's in regen mode, but as you can see, nothing is actually happening right now to him. He's not actually regenerating because of the buffs that Void could have placed on him, which is great for us. And we are able to time this perfect to get these SP1s fired off. Boom. We're going to take that hit. We're going to push him to the SP1. And we're going to fire off ours. And case is closed. So again, these first 5-6 fights, not a problem. But you guys just wait for that, boss. That is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. We're into Mr. Sabretooth himself. He's pretty stacked up there. Not too bad. He has bleed abilities. That is a lot more. He's immune to bleed. His armor, again, the power struggle is there. So pretty much bleed immunity. So no, you can't bleed this guy. But Void should be able to handle him. Because he does have regeneration because he is awakened. So that is going to be annoying as hell. So any rejuvenation blocker, anyone that could block the regeneration would be great for this fight, and heal reversal would be good for this fight. So Void is an absolute beauty in these fights. I'm thinking that Vision is going to be good too if we could spam the SP1 and bring them down to 0 power, which is going to be very difficult to do because we can't control the SP1 on our end. Because we have to wait for them to get an SP1. So we probably power drain them, but not quite to 0%. So we're going to have to bait out this SP2 now because any SP3 here is going to just completely wreck us. These guys are super overpowered. And this is a rank 4 Void, and he's unawakened, so I don't have the luxury of pushing this guy to his max limits here, because after those buffs wear off, I'm gonna have to reapply them. But you could see his heal reversal mode right here now, and we're actually draining him. I'm trying to stay away from this guy, get the 1 power, and just spam that SP1. Now we're on a clock for those SPs there you go, the clock is up. We gotta reapply those SPs. Unable to do it, and we are out. And again, you cannot take any hits from this Sabretooth because any hits from this Sabretooth is going to destroy you with bleeds. He has 50% increased bleed rate. So let's bring in the bleed immune champion here. Boom. Vision should be able to handle any bleed hits here. And then I'm lucky enough to time it right to get that SP1 off. So we're looking at that power meter. Anytime he gets one, we're going to get one. And we need to fire off ours before he does. And hopefully keep him power drained down to that SP1. We don't want to push him to SP2 or 3. So Vision is actually working out really well here. He is an awakened Vision, but he's only rank 4. So a fully ranked 5-star would be great in these fights. I think it would be a lot easier, but most of the 5-stars I'm bringing in here is a rank 4. All the rank 5 champs are locked up again in Alliance War and Alliance Quest. And here we go. Maybe we should wait until we make these videos for those champions to be released for more. I'm thinking now. Well, I wasn't thinking it now, but that's what I was thinking at the end with that last final fight. I think because these guys go from bleed to poison, Hyperion would be good, but again, 50% chance of because you're gonna get killed with the poison anyway. Not the poison, but the bleed. Or if you poison immune, you need to have a champion that is definitely both poison and bleed immune. And the best ultimate champion for that would be Iceman. But I do not have a 5-star or 6-star Iceman. We only have him as a 4-star. I just cannot pull this guy for whatever reason as a 5-star. So I have to make do with the Vision, who took him down eventually. And we're going to go straight here now. You want to stay straight on the left. We want to go into that Venom Fight. And I'm trying to save my Omega Red for the boss fight. So we have no Void, we have no Nick Fury. So who are we going to use in this fight? Well, I'm going to try to use the Omega Red and see what we could do. I already know we're going to have to use revives and units in this fight. We have a couple hundred units stored up. And if we need more than 200 units, that's not a problem. We do have some crystals to open from arena gameplay. We could try for that Punisher 5, open up some crystals, and hopefully get units and not just gold from those. And I will have to end up using that in these fights. And hopefully get a couple hundred more units. So all told, I believe we used about 250 units, or 200, close to 300 units, I would say, to finish off that boss fight, and you would see that. And I didn't want to cut too much of the video. I just stopped to so it wouldn't be that long. I tried to reduce the timeline. So Omega Red is eating away at this guy. But I'm trying to keep my health up as well, and I only have SP1s to use. And anytime I use an SP1, the problem with the SP1, it is also removing all our death spores from this guy every time we fire it off. So when I'm thinking about it after gameplay, not during gameplay, but maybe I shouldn't be spamming the SP1s. I should just let the death spores do its job. But again, it's a fine balance of you getting this to 10 death spores. This guy has so many buffs on him. And keeping my health up. We at 82% health here now. And we're building the death spores, but we have to fire off that SP1. Oh, again, we don't have to fire off the SP1. We could just let him use his power. It's going to drain our SP1, but it's going to keep the death spores if I could land a heavy on this guy. And for whatever reason, it's very difficult because of the attack. They're so aggressive to land a heavy. He was able to bleed me there. And I was able to get some more death spores on him because of the bleeding. And I wanted to parry and hold it. And now it's a baiting out game here. And then we were able to heal up a bit from 42%. But again, we don't have him at 30 death spores because we don't have that SP2 to fire off that and it's very difficult to land a heavy on this guy for some reason. And that was the end of that. So we're gonna definitely have to use some revives, but we still have Venom to finish off, and I believe we have one more fight before the boss, or 2 fights. I believe it's 2 fights before the boss. So the next thing with this now, it's Venom and Vision. I'm thinking, okay, this guy is bleed immune, but the thing is with Vision, his power burns have no effect on Venom, sorry. Venom is actually immune to any power burns from Untitled Champion. So as you can see, immune. So I'm just gonna have to do this the long way and just power through this guy with just medium and light attacks, because it's very difficult to pull off a heavy on this guy. He's very aggressive, and we're just gonna try to use up the power as we could. It does do a little bit of damage, but it does not power drain him. So we're gonna have to do some baiting out. But it does a little damage, so I'm just gonna keep rinse and repeat this over and over again until we get it done. Well, this is why these fights take forever, man. There we go. So a Mystic Champ might have been nice to bring in here, but I don't have any bleed immune Mystic Champs. You really want bleed immune champs in this gameplay, but any Mystic champ would have handled that Venom much better. Even a Doctor Strange to nullify, but I don't have a 5-star Doctor Strange that is awakened to do that. I have a 6-star Doctor Strange, but he's not awakened. And I have a 4-star, which is absolutely no use to us in these fights. So she has Stupefy, she has Vigor, and she has Power, and she's immune to bleed again. So again, Incinerate champions, I'm thinking maybe Incinerate champion would have been good for these fights as well. Who is good for this? She would have been taken down easily with Human Torch, maybe. Boom. But again, the guy that does not depend on Incinerate, he doesn't depend on anything. He depends on raw power, so if I could just keep the hit combo going, I shouldn't have to rely on any SP1s, SP2, although that was a 12,000 critical SP1, timed perfectly. So I'm saying, okay, SP1 is doing some damage here. Let me just fire off some SP1s if I can, and hopefully intercept and get it even better. No intercept on that one. She fired off her SP1 and it's power drained me because of whatever she uses her SPs. My power is completely drained. So again, I got hit. So I'm saying, okay, let's just finish this fight off the old way. Gotta go old school on this girl and just keep pounding those hit combos up and not get clipped by any of her heavies. So we're just gonna have to evade the heavy and evade the SPs. Star-Lord has very good block proficiency, so that is one thing going for him. Gonna fire up the SP, and we have about 15%, and we should be able to take her down. I got clipped again by her heavy. She got a slow buff on me, 2 slow buffs on me right now. But still, Star-Lord is able to do the job with 50% and above still intact. But as you can see, even with his hitting power, these champions are taking a lot of beating before they go down, man. It's amazing. Okay, who's up next? Okay, we have 2 champions and then the boss. We have this guy, Old Man Logan, and we are going to have to deal with aggression, bloodletting. So he has 100% increased duration of bleeds. So you do not want this guy to touch you because he's going to bleed the hell out of you. And again, power struggle. So you want to evade his heavies for sure because he has a double hit heavy there that most people run into. You want to avoid that. And I definitely do not want to get hit by his unblockable SP1 and 2. All his specials are unblockable since his buff. And he has total regeneration, constant regeneration. So I'm going to have to use Star-Lord for this guy because everyone is pretty much dead. So I'm going to go all the way with Star-Lord until he's dead. And wait for that SP to fire off and hopefully build my combos again. Again, not paying attention, got clipped by this guy's SP1. I ran into that one. And now I'm going to have to use some revives. I'm going to do a team revive. I got a couple 100 units to use. I have 200 and something in units, so I'm going to use one here. And I'm going to heal up the team as much as possible. Just use up these health potions. And we still have 2 more on the love juice that we need to use up before March 11th. But let me hold off on that just in case. And let's see. We're going to use it anyway on the Void because we want to heal reverse this guy to death because we want to get rid of that heal reversal. So again, 1 heal reversal champion is good on these spots to have. Guillotine would have been good as well. because she does do a lot of bleeding. But some of these champions are also bleed immune. Okay, we gotta look at that unblockable, man. He is just vicious. Man, we just timed that really close, just in time. We got that off. But he's actually doing some serious damage to himself by regenerating, and that is why you just gotta love Void. We got to bait out those SPs and stay away from it as far as possible. Do not get hit to bleed, because his bleeding is 100% more damage to you. And he's at 49%. We baited out the one. We got clipped again. Boom. We got to intercept and bait out that one. And I'm telling you, man, it's fun times. We're down to 6%. How good is Void at 6%? All right, boom. We're gonna apply those buffs. We have one more buff to go. It's all applied. He's a total buff there. Boom. Those buffs are going to expire soon, and there you go. He's gonna regen. We're going to have to apply those buffs again as soon as possible. We got it. Boom. Remember, again, we don't get any power unless he gets up above power. And we cannot get hit by this guy. We had 5%, and that's it. Well, we had 0%. How's that? So, here we go again. Void to finish off this fight. It's a good thing we revived those champs to 40% up. And at least it gets us to the boss, guys. All of this just gets us to the boss, because that's where the fight really begins. This struggle here is petty compared to that struggle. Okay, one fight before the boss. He got buffet. 7 seconds triggered attack, and then he nullifies it. Boom, boom, boom. Power struggle. So that's all right. No big deal. Same type of fight. We just have to use that SP1 and evade and bait out specials. Pretty much that's what it is. Omega Red is up for the job. Remember, anytime you apply a buff, these guys, because of the buffet, nullifies it, and then they apply, then they get a 15% max health regeneration. Okay, we still have 5 minutes of boost here, so we're gonna go into the fight. There you go. I think we have enough practice beating up Winter Soldier in Realms of Legend so that we know what he's gonna do. Again, the heavy attacks are very difficult for some reason. These guys just put up the guard really fast. We got that one on, which is pretty good. That means we keep those spores on him. So you want to do the heavy to keep the spores on him in the case you're away from him. Gotta get some life steal from him here on the SP1. And I'm thinking my strategy was wrong with this fight and the boss fight definitely. I keep using the SP1 to heal up, and what I should do is just leave the spores on him to do damage. Because every time I use the SP1, it removes all those 10 spores on him right now. As you can see, boom. And then I have to reapply the spores and build it. And I'm not using the spores to my advantage. So Omega Red is fantastic in this gameplay, but I'm thinking do not use the SP1 to heal up. Yes, let the spores build and keep that 10 spores on him and try to spam the heavies instead. So a little tip for you guys when you go into it. Let the spores do its job. I'm thinking more about survivability here now and getting healed, and I want to bait out this special 2. There you go. But even his special 2 does a lot of damage to me, even while holding block. So healed up a bit. We're gonna dex a lot of those the bullets. Is not a problem. The problem is this guy's health is going nowhere. Because of that buffet mode, he's just healing up faster than I could take him down. So I'm thinking this is not working. So we need someone that puts a lot more high damage input and heal reversal on this guy, because there's no way we're gonna beat him. That regeneration is just putting him right back to 100% health. So what I did is I quit out of this fight. And I brought in Nick Fury for the high bleed and damage output, or I'm gonna heal up Void to get the regeneration down on this guy. So you definitely need a regeneration reversal champion in this game. I'm gonna just pump in as much health as I could put into this guy, and hopefully Void is gonna take this dude down. Because that Omega Red fight would have been a nightmare with that regeneration. The Death Spores is just not strong enough to handle that regeneration. And he keeps, with the buffet mode, he keeps getting rid of the Death Spores anyway. Any thing placed on him. Any buff placed on him. He nullifies the buff and then he regenerates 15%. So what we need here is, I'm thinking, heal reversal. So when he does it, at least he still has the heal reversal, and the regeneration right now is going to be working against him right now at 182, as you could see. He should be regenerating, but he's actually losing health. So this is really about the right champion for the job. I have 3 buffs on him right now. Even if he nullifies 1, we still have that heal reversal on him there. Now he's down to 273. He's regenerating and he's going down even more. So I should have thought of that before I brought in Omega Red. I was thinking class advantage, but sometimes class advantage is not the way to go. As you could see, this is a class disadvantage for Void, but he's still getting the job done, and I'm just trying to stay away from this dude as long as possible. The buffs just expired. We just have to place it back on him now. Quick tip for you: when you're using Void and Killmonger, every time Void places that buff on them or fires off the SP, he actually gains a 1 or 2% health. So he has a regeneration there, small regeneration, but it does keep you in the health in the game longer, and his health pool is very, very strong as is. So 1 or 2% health is a lot of health. Okay, we get this guy down to 27% here now, and it's 273 going. I want to just stay in the fight as long as possible. I want to push him to that SP. I don't want him to go to the SP2 because I couldn't take a survive an SP2 hit. It might just take me out of the game. Trying to bait out this 1, but this guy is not throwing this 1 for nothing, man. So I have to push him, fire off my SP1, and hopefully I could survive this SP2, and that is not going to happen. So yeah, that happened. So Nick Fury with the high blade should be able to take him out now. Even if he starts regenerating, the blades should compensate and still be able to take him out. And here we go. Keep that SP1 on him, let that bleed. He's gonna try to take him down before he starts to kick in that regeneration. And that's it. I'm telling you, man, pain in the butt, this lane. This is definitely by far the most difficult quest so far in Act 6. 1, 2 was difficult, not as bad as this. 3 and 4, very easy. And this one, 5, the ultimate pain in the butt. Okay, finally at the boss. Here's where the gameplay gets crazy. I'm testing all of these champions on this guy. And I'm telling you, nothing is working. This guy does not seem to go anywhere. So we're making sure we have those boosts up again. And let's see. We're going to use as much boost as we could get here. And he has Force of Will. The Power Struggle is going. He has Biohazard. He has Vigor and Stun. 20% chance to inflict bleed, 100% on the attack, direct damage over 7 seconds. When blocking the attack, 50% chance for poison, dealing 100% attack. So again, he's poison and bleed. That is why you need a poison and bleed immune champion for this guy. He's an absolute crazy dude to deal with. And I believe he's stun immune as well. Let's see. Yep, parry is not stunning this guy. Again, no match for him there. Again, that is because on the attacks, he could poison you and you alternate between poison and if you block in, I think it's bleed. He bleeds for the attack and defend and he poisons you. So we're going to try to do as much damage as possible. And we're bleeding him right now. I'm going to fire up the SP1. Remember that same node is in effect. But again, I'm already poisoned. Every attack on him bleeds you. So attacks bleed you. And when you block in, that poisons you. So what are you going to do? There's only 2 champions that I have could handle him at this point. And that is Vision. And we're going to see if we could actually use the power drain on him. Because this is not someone that is immune to the power burn, so I could power burn him. So I'm saying, okay, this is good. This is okay, not bad. As long as I could time my SPs for correctly. So I'm gonna hold the block there. Boom. And again, we just cannot sync up that SP to power burn him. And then he's in regeneration mode. Look at that regeneration. 2,887 regeneration. This guy is back. He's back to 100%. So, what are we to do? Well, right now I'm thinking, what the hell are we going to do? We need to revive, but who do we revive? Do we revive one? Do we revive all? Do we spend that extra 100 units on it? So, okay, 100 units, and I need to test this myself to see who we could bring in and who is most effective. So if I have to spend more units on this guy and bringing him down, we know exactly specifically which champion to use and not waste units on anyone else. So let's just heal them up as much as we could. We still have some units to use. I'm just going to use half of it now and save the next half. So this is tested. We're going to test 5 champions against this guy. And I'm testing it so you don't have to. So hopefully this helps you in your takedown with Crossbones. But I think we learned a valuable lesson during this fight and gameplay with this fight. Because if we have to come in and complete this 100% and take the other parts, when we get to Crossbones, we know exactly who to bring. And you will know exactly how to beat this guy with no problems. It took me a while to figure it out. But as you can see the power burn, this guy is at 19.89%, going nowhere. He's regenerating again. It is just unbelievable. Okay, so we're not bleeding, we bleed immune and we poison immune, but we still getting our butts kicked. And plus, we're doing absolutely nothing to this guy. We can't really use the specials because we don't have anything but a special one. And if you do get a chance to use a special one, it's far and in between. So again, Star-Lord is useless against this guy because of that bleed. As the more Star-Lord attacks, the more the poison is going to kill him. And then it's done. So this is not the guy for this fight. As strong as he is, Nick Fury again is not the guy for this fight. So Omega Red is the guy for the fight. But then I learned that I'm playing him all wrong and I have to change up my gameplay tactics. You see, we getting the death spores on him, and we landed at heavy, which is we didn't land at heavy, so we took the SP1. But as soon as we did the SP1, yes, I'm healing. But guess what? The death spores are off him, and what we need to do is to keep those death spores on him. And I keep life stealing it for me to get to heal, because I'm thinking about my health right now. Remember, you in this fight, you thinking about you having as much health as possible to continue beating him down. But again, you could see his regeneration is going, and the death spores is slowing it down, but not as much as it should, because I don't have 10 death spores, or the 30 I should be applying to him on him. So how do we do it? So you still got to be thinking, hey, what the hell are we going to do to get this guy down? Again, he's down to 89%. He's regenerating right back up to 94, 93%. What is going on? Now, I took some bleed, and now the bleed is actually working for us, because we totally sending out those death field. And it's doing some damage. You see, I'm holding the block there and just letting the death field do its job. He's 89%. And we got him down to 86%. So this seems to be working right now, and I'm feeling good now. Okay, I have a strategy. Just use this guy. Boom. But again, he's back up to 84% health. So this is going to be, doing it this way is going to take for friggin' ever. Again, I life stole. I had him at 16 death spores. I should have never done that. So again, I am actually beating myself at this point. Because anytime I take those spores off him, his healing is just going through the roof. And it's annoying that I can't get to my SP2, because my SP2 would have done a lot of damage and applied a lot of death spores with him. So how do I get this guy up to 30 death spores? Alright. Again, I got up to 12, and I took it again for health, because I'm thinking, hey, I need to survive the fight. Got him down to 70-something%. Death spores up to 8, and he is wrecking me. What are we to do? Well, I might as well finish off, use Void, because he does have that heal reversal. But again, as soon as you attack this guy, I am wasting healing on this guy right now, because I am forgetting again that even if you attack, you have poison and you have bleed, and this Void is going to get wrecked in about 2 seconds. Look at that, look at that. He's just melted away, man. So don't waste anything on these guys. I have it there, I had it there, and it's fine. But lesson learned. This guy is still at 73%. We're bleeding him down to 70%. But look at that. Cannot sustain any attack on this guy. That biohazard is actually killing us off like in no time at all. So I just paused the video. I just restarted the video. I just used up some units because I sold some crystals trying to get that Punisher 5 anyway. And I did get 200 and something more revive. And what we're going to go in now is into the last portion of the fight. We took Omega Red to full health. And again, I am not learning my lesson because I got to the SP2. I should have fired it off, and I did not fire it off. I should have just got it off anyway. I was waiting for him to release the block, or at least try to attack him to release it. But I do get him up to 27. Look at the death spores working now, 27-30, and that is because the heavy attacks have been able to apply it. We're taking him down to 26-25% now. Fire off the SP2, and that is what you need to do with this guy. And I'm holding that block to get that death field on him. So if you notice, what I'm not doing, I gotta bait out this SP3, and guess what? I just messed up. And I have to revive this Omega Red. Only Omega Red is going to be doing for this guy. So I got him up to 40%. And I'm going to try to get some health onto this guy. And remember, I'm telling you, man, I feel for anyone that is going up against this guy in this battle. I feel for your pain right now, Crossbones. I am telling you, he is just annoying as hell. Anyway, we have a strategy working. We got him down to 23%. The idea is to build the death spores, land that heavy. We want to spam that heavy. Take some bleeds is not too many. Took too many hits, and that was the end of that. So what are we to do now? We still have a revive on this guy. We spending units. Remember, we have 200 more units to spend. We spending them on 40 at a time, and we getting those. We're using 1 or 2 of these, so it's close to about almost 100 units being used to get through this fight. It's a good thing we grind the arenas and have units to spend. Now, 19%. You think it's going to be done now? I think not, because this guy is just ridiculously strong. He's at 16% now. 15%. He's regenerating again. He's back up to 17, 18%, 19%, 20%. I'm saying, what the hell is going on here? I'm trying to fire the heavy, can't get a chance to do so. I'm trying to keep the death field on him. He's back down to 15%, and that's it. So what I might have to do, I'm gonna have to take a break. I just revived him again. I just spun out some more crystals. I got some more units. I'm going to revive him here now, and this is where we're going to actually finish the fight with this guy. And I learned my lesson. Do not use SP1 on this guy to take off those spores. I'm just going to have to melt him away with Omega Red, and I'm just going to take him down with the death field, because his regeneration cannot survive it. And we need to build him up to at least 30 to really get him down there. But this is going to be intense. So here we go. Last 15%. We got a death field up. I'm not going to use the SP1. I'm tempted. I used it again. Again, it's habit, man. And I'm saying, what the hell did I just do? I had him up there. He's down to 10%. He's back up to 11%, and he's fighting that regeneration right now. He's up to 14%, and I'm saying, holy smokes, why did I use that SP on this guy? So the key is Omega Red is actually fantastic for this fight. Remember, Iceman is probably the best champion for this fight. But Omega Red could melt him away. I'm just playing him wrong, and I know that. I should not. You see, I'm just holding it now. I'm not firing off the SP1, but at least I'm keeping the death spores on this guy, and I'm staying close to him. I'm trying not to get away. And now we got him down under 10%. One more revive should do it. I'm just going to boost them up. We do have 200 units again left, but we have we only going to use a couple of it this time. And now we're going to finish off this fight. I'm going to boost him up where he needs to be. Boom, boom. And that should do it. And just to make sure, be pumping that extra 5,000 held there. So let's just see. Let's see where we at. We at 7%. Death field hopefully is going to be active, and it's not. There you go. It goes into play. I am never going to use that SP1 ever again in this fight. I know exactly how to fight Crossbones now. We're just going to let the death field do its job, and it will take care of the regeneration, and I'm just going to hold it and let him melt away. That's the way to kill this dude, man. And he's still at 3%. He's fighting this death, man. I'm telling you, this guy is annoying as hell. And that's it. Whew. What is going on with this dude? I am very sorry for all of you that have to attempt this guy. But now you know the right champs. Iceman, if you have him, it's a 5 and 6 guy. I don't, so I had to use Omega Red. But do not use your SP1s. Just use that death field to kill him. And there you have it. Have at least 200 units if your guy is not fully ranked up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, and hopefully get some more subscribers on the video. And you guys have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.